Hi and welcome back to my channel. I am Leslie. Thank you for being here. And today I want to talk to you about signs that you need a budget. Many of these things are things that I found out the hard way, so I'm letting you know so that you can make some changes without waiting as long as I did. The first sign is that you have debt. If you have debt, you need a budget because that is the only way you're going to make meaningful payments on that debt is if you find out where your spending is going and make changes. Along those lines, the second reason you need a budget is if you don't know where your money is going. This is such a big problem. If you don't know what you're spending money on, how are you going to spend less? So you need to know where your money is going. If someone asks you how much you spend on a certain category, you should have a rough estimate in your head of how much you are spending on these different categories. If you don't, then you need a budget. The next sign is one that I struggled with, and that is not wanting to check your balances. So if you get a lot of financial anxiety, if you don't want to check your bank account, if you don't want to check your credit card statement, you don't want to check your student loans, if you don't want to check on these things because you're afraid of what it's going to show you, then you need a budget. It is so important to stay on top of your money and where it's going and know what your balances are and your debt, etc. So if you don't know these things, then you need to be checking on them, and you don't need to have that kind of anxiety when you're checking these numbers. You'll find that once you start seeing where your money's going and how you can start paying off your debt and things like that, that you get a lot less anxiety when you're checking on these numbers. I know from experience, I used to never want to check any of this stuff. I was scared to see what I was spending money on, and I was scared to see what my balances were. But once I started having a plan for paying things off, it made it so much easier to check my balances, and I actually got excited because I could see the balances getting lower. The next reason is that you run out of money before your next paycheck. So if you're someone who is living paycheck to paycheck, you tend to run out of money really fast after you get paid. You need a budget because you need to see where your money is going, and you need to see how you can make that money go further so you don't end up running out of money. The next sign that you need a budget is that you have no savings. Everyone should have some kind of safety net. So if you have no savings, then you really need to start budgeting so you can put some money into savings and have the security of having that safety net. So if you're unable to save because you don't have enough money, or if you're unable to save generally because you don't have enough extra money to save, then you need a budget to make saving a priority. The final sign that you need a budget is that you are missing payments. It is so important to stay on top of payments because, for one, you have late fees, but also late payments can make such a difference on your credit score. It can really bring it down if you start missing payments. Even just one can bring it down a lot. I know from experience, I've had that happen. So you definitely don't want late payments showing up. So that is why it is so important to stay on top of your budget and on top of your money. I hope these tips have helped you, and I really think that everyone needs a budget, so you really don't need any signs. Just assume that you need a budget. It's so important to be on top of your money. So I really hope that, like me, you've changed your mind and you're going to start a budget. If you've never done it before, don't worry. It's actually a lot easier to get into than you would think, and it almost becomes kind of addicting. I know for me, I want to see exactly where all my money's going. I'm so obsessed with making sure I log everything, and it actually can be kind of fun. I don't know if if I'm just weird, I might be, but I definitely actually really enjoy it now. So don't be scared to start. Just anything you can do, just start writing down numbers. You don't even need a fancy spreadsheet or anything. You can start with just a notebook. But if you do want some kind of budgeting spreadsheet, I will link the one that I use below. It's not one that I made, it's one that I found on Etsy, and I really like it. So if you just want something simple to start with, then check that out. Otherwise, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope this helped. Let me know in the comments, say hi, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.